Charles Gaines, whose pumping iron sparked Schwarzenegger's career, dies at 84. That's the headline from the New York Times, reporting the death of a writer and adventurer who helped invent the sport of paintball but is best known for bringing bodybuilding into the mainstream. Charles Gaines died Tuesday at his home in Monastery, Nova Scotia, at the age of 84. The cause was cancer, according to his daughter, Greta Gaines. Gaines was a novelist, screenwriter, and globe-trotting sportsman, honored this year by the American Museum of Fly Fishing. He wrote about his sporting passions for magazines like Esquire, Garden and Gun, and Field and Stream. But his most famous work came from a 1972 assignment for Sports Illustrated to cover a bodybuilding contest crowning Mr. East Coast. That assignment led to the 1974 book Pumping Iron, with text by Gaines and photographs by George Butler. The book exposed a muscle subculture that many Americans at the time considered freakish. Gaines described it as a report from the interior of an interesting, colorful, and heretofore ignored region of American life, much of it set in the original Gold's Gym in Venice, Los Angeles. Neither Gaines nor Butler expected interest beyond competitive bodybuilding. But the 1977 film that followed, blending real-life events with scripted interactions and also titled Pumping Iron, landed just as Americans were discovering strength training amid a jogging and aerobics boom. Written and narrated by Gaines, the film followed the charismatic Arnold Schwarzenegger and his reserved rival Lou Ferrigno as they trained and competed for the Mr. Olympia title. Commercial expectations were modest, but the movie became a box office hit and made Schwarzenegger a household name. He went on to star in Conan the Barbarian, the Terminator films, Twins, and other movies before a political career that led to his election as governor of California in 2003. Schwarzenegger paid tribute on social media, writing, "There was no adventure too big for Charles Gaines. I'm lucky that he was always looking for new frontiers, because that's how he found me in our niche sport of bodybuilding. That's how the book and the movie Pumping Iron launched me into the mainstream." He wrote that book and then worked relentlessly on the documentary and introduced bodybuilding to millions and millions of people. A graduate of the Iowa Writers' Workshop at the University of Iowa, Gaines published his first novel, Stay Hungry, in 1972, inspired by his own brush with weightlifting culture as a teenager in Birmingham, Alabama, and stuffed with hunting and fishing exploits. A critic for Time magazine wrote that Gaines is able to write, though the article cuts off there. Charles Gaines leaves behind a legacy that spans literature, film, and the creation of a sport. He was 84. Thanks for listening.